like just to derive certain benefits from it. And also, it shows and it exhibits like some kind of adaptive structural modification that could cause a damage to a host. So, Cymothoidae. What is Cymothoidae? It's a family that belongs to subphylum Crustacea, phylum Arthropoda. And this family here has certain characteristics. Usually, there are permanent, obligate ectoparasites. When we say obligate, we're referring to that this parasite cannot live and cannot survive without a parasite. It's a must for it. And we have 40 genera, 380 species, and most of them are marine. And they're abundant in the tropics, and they're host and site specific. When we say host specific, it means if this parasite prefers this host, it will be there, and if there is a specific site that it prefers it, then it will be there. And there's a study that showed, actually, some of them exist more than 100 years in the same host and site preference. Now, these parasites are usually on bony fishes, and they're known as sea lice or tongue biters. So my objectives are to examine the presence of these parasitic Cymothoidae in Bidong fishes, to describe them, and to study the site preferences of this parasite. Our methodology was pretty simple. This is Bidong Island, we went to those sites there, and we used the fishing line to fish the fish samples, and then we took the basic measurements, weight and total length, and then after that we collected the ectoparasites and we dissected to get the endoparasites, and after that we used 80% ethanol for preservation. And after that, we brought our samples to the laboratory, and then we observed them under the dissecting microscopes in order to see the morphology and the external features. And then we used the dichotomous key to classify them. So we went fishing. We got 6 species of fishes. We got big eye snapper, gold band fusilier, pearly monocle bream, butterfly with tail, golden spotted spine foot, and we got Echinaceraceae. So basically, our parasite has been found only on this fish here, Echinaceraceae. And here there is the Australian Society for Parasitology stated that the latitude decreases. When the latitude decreases, the host specificity increases. Meaning we are in Malaysia and our latitude is 0 degrees. So the latitude is pretty low, which actually maybe explains why actually we found this Cymothoid only on Echinaceraceae. So this fish here, we found this parasite from this average weight and total length, and we found this individual here from this total and from this average weight and total length. So for us, we found, this table here shows the site preferences of Cymothoidae. Ours, we found this one here, which is a large female Cymothoidae attached to the tongue. How do I know that it's a female? Well, it's according to Goder and all. Whenever you have a Cymothoid on the tongue, it is usually a female, and it is large. And moreover, you can see here, these are all orange larvae that has been released after we caught the fish. And this is another individual, which is a small male Cymothoidae attached to the gill racker. How do I know again that it's a male? Because the Hayward and all, they stated that whenever there is a Cymothoid on the gill racker, it is usually a male. And that's what we found. Did other people in other literature found the same thing? Yes, they did. It is usually in the buccal cavity, mouth, tongue, gills, and so on and so forth. So this is our parasite. This is the head where the nervous system is located. This is a compound eye, which is actually reduced because this, as we said, this parasite, it is a permanent parasite. It means once it attaches, it doesn't really need eyes for any function. And here you can see the segmented thorax, which is called metamerism, and it is, and usually in adults, it ranges from 5 to 7, and 5 to 7 segments, and ours has 7 segments. And this is a modified antenna that is used as a secretory system for nitrogen and ammonia. And here you can see the whole body, which is actually the surface used as a respiratory system. So that was the dorsal view. Let's see the ventral view. This is the maxilla, and this parasite here feeds on blood or plasma. So basically, once it attaches, it creates an incision, and then it keeps sucking blood from that incision. And this is a prehensile cloth that it is used to cling on the surface. And this is a merocepium, which is like a pouch-like structure to protect the reproductive system and also to protect the eggs. And this is a periopod, which is for feeding. And these are 6 pairs. Remember, these are 6 of pleopods. And this is a tailson or uropod, and it is very reduced in adults because it's used for swimming when it is in larval stage. So let's come to this individual here. First of all, this is the uropod again, and this is the pleopod. This part here actually, it disappears when it becomes an adult, and here you cannot see the setae. This setae here is only in the larval stage, and it is for swimming. And these are large eyes, and here 7 pairs of legs instead of 6. So I have to mention here that this individual here, it was believed that is a genus, but it's not a genus. It's just a stage. It's called natatory stage of zygothoid. And actually, well, for people who want to study this stage, it is very rare to encounter. Even for the researchers who target this stage, they cannot find it easily. And we were fortunate enough to find it during our field work. So here say that it's rare to encounter. So since it is very interesting, let's look at the life cycle that it might help us to understand it better. So here we can see a female releasing the eggs that are the larvae. They're called manka or puli. And these, right after they're released, they go straight to the water surface so that they can get sunlight to harden the exoskeleton. At this stage here, for the feeding part, it relies only on the nutritional storage that it has. After that, it tries to find a host and it sticks to the mucus, causing an irritation to the fish. And here I would like to mention that the fish size here matters, because the bigger the fish, the larger the surface in the water. It means you've got more chances to get parasites on you, the fish. And this fish, after it sticks, it makes its way to the gills. Why the gills? Because before I said it feeds on the blood, and there is a high storage of iron and hemoglobin in the gills, so it attaches to the gill racers and it feeds on the filaments. And here comes the natatory stage. So let me mention that in one fish, usually there is only 1 to maximum 2 parasites. So supposedly there is 1 parasite in the mouth. So this fish here, this parasite will not move to the mouth, will stay in the gill. And it will turn into a natatory stage. And it's going to grow another pair of legs, as I said, 7 instead of 6. And it will stay there until the parasite in the mouth will die. And after that, it is going to become a male, a normal male in the gills. After that, it's going to transform into a female in the mouth. So this mechanism is called protegerous hermaphrodite. And if I want to wrap this all in one statement, I will say these zygothoids, they start as males in the gills and then as females in the mouth, with sometimes natatory stage in case. So, so here in this stage, how does it feed? It creates again an incision on the tongue, and it keeps feeding. So the conclusion is zygothoids are present in the Mepterus precocis or Echinacea in the waters, and gills and buccal cavity and the tongue are zygothoids' preferred sites. And these are my references. Thank you. Oh, the effects of the parasite on the fish, there are so many. Like the worst of them could be death, but usually it causes a pallor in the gill filaments because it sucks the hemoglobin and the iron. Also, it causes inflammation, like irritation. And for the commercial species, usually if they have this parasite on them, it like decreases the weight, decreases the quality, it decreases also the growth of the growth rate of the fish. And there's also one parasite. Sorry. This parasite here is called Cyanotoa exigua. This one here actually it degenerates the tongue completely. It means the fish will not have any tongue after that. It will keep sucking blood until the tongue disappears, and then the fish will just live with the parasites as if the parasite is the tongue itself.
Is it safe for us to feed it completely?
Yes, usually it is safe because according to a journal, it does not really affect the health of the fish that could affect human. And not only that, but I don't think people eat the mouth. So it's in the mouth, so we remove it, or gills.
So it's safe.
It's safe. Yes.
Okay, in your methodology, you say you preserve your parasite with ethanol. Usually we preserve with formalin, right? So what is the implication of using ethanol instead of formalin?
Yes, we use 80% ethanol because if we use formalin, it's not only for my family, not my family, my
For Moji.
I mean, for this phylum, we use it for all the phylums because these parasites are pretty, how do you call that? Like pretty
Fragile.
they're fragile and sensitive, so we cannot use formalin, which is quite strong. Not only that, but formalin is a carcinogenic chemical, so it is better to avoid it and use 80% ethanol. And in case we use it, in our case, if we use formalin, the appendages would have been detached.
Okay.
So you never glycerin to ethanol. Why don't you add some glycerin? These are soft.
Probably because ethanol, I don't know, but I would say probably maybe ethanol is cheap and that was provided in Bidong, so we use it.
Because I think 80% is a very high concentration. Yeah. For cycles of water, the water content from the sample. And that's why you need sometimes the glycerin to be added to the ethanol. And that will balance a little bit to make your sample still flexible enough to be examined under the microscope. So, because ethanol 80% is really affecting the size of the sample.
Probably for next year, but
80% is too much, I think. 40%.
You want to comment on that?
On the presentation? Well, because I planned for this 30% actually because in the future if I want to conduct a genetic study, I still can use this sample because otherwise if I preserve it properly, I cannot use it anymore. So that's the reason why I asked them to preserve it. So there are many methods of preservation, so that's what I choose.
Okay, Hajar, this is related to the life cycle. It starts as a male.
it starts as being the gills.
And then in the gills, and then it's waiting for the mouth to be empty if there is an inhabitant there.
Yes.
Then it moves to the mouth and becomes a female.
Yes.
What reason, for what reason does it go to the mouth? And why only for female?
Actually, the life cycle of this natatory stage, according to the Australian Society for Parasitology, it is very less understood. It's not very understood. Even like in the journal, they state that without an explanation. I tried to find an
Based
explanation.
on your opinion, now you know the morphology, you know the characteristics.
Yes.
Do you have any idea based on that?
Why it becomes a female in the mouth?
Yes,
Probably
why
because it needs to release the larva, and in the mouth they'll be easier.
It is with a thin covering. Oh, it's not a thin covering, right? Because it has a thick covering. Does it get more protection when it is inside the mouth than when outside?
Yes, there is more protection in the mouth rather than the gills.
When they give birth to live larvae. What do the live larvae feed on?
They feed on the nutritional storage that they're having as larvae.
So they're just sticking on the areas around the mouth for attachment?
They're not sticking.
I mean, what are they sticking, or they are just there and they can be washed out?
It's like this when we took the fish, like after some time, the mother started releasing the larvae. Usually the larvae don't stick on the mouth. They just swim. They just go out of the mouth and swim rapidly to the surface.
I think the mother reading this larvae is due to the stress. Like when the mother is in stress,
when
they
you
release it.
when you don't know.
And it happens
So it means that the fish was taken out of water.
yes,
And that's
when she released all of the larvae.
Coincidence.
But if it needs to go to the mouth, stays there and only then really become a female, there must be a reason why it has to go there.
Yes. There's another interesting fact, which is this family belongs to Arthropoda, and one of the characteristics of Arthropoda is they're bilateral symmetrical. But in this case, they're not always like that. For example, for the male, when he's in the gill, he tries to grow as much as possible to fill in the space to not allow any other parasite to compete on over the place. So it takes the shape of the gill itself, and it's not symmetrical, bilateral.
FYP? Masters? Oh, Melissa is working on this, right? Your senior who is in the University of Tasmania is doing this for her PhD. And she has one that is as big as a cat.
Cat?
Macam kucing kan dipinggang dia tu tangan.
Oh my
She
god.
has a picture holding the popcorn like this.
Oh my god.
So these guys are sexually reproductive or
Kucing kot.
They're hermaphrodite.
Esok ini macam ni kucing.
so they are in parthenogenesis?
Yes.
It's just Hajar when you have 3 authors, then it becomes family name of the first author, comma, then it becomes et al. And others. Your citation in your first line. I think citation in the first line.
Okay.
You have 3 authors.
Because I thought when it's more than 3, then we put the